lost Dave. I can't hear Dave.
Oh, bummer.
We're live.
Come
We're
back.
live. We're live.
What's up, everybody?
What's up to the beautiful people?
Just the beautiful ones.
The beautiful people.
Man, we having a good time on this Saturday morning. You know, a whole lot of
Very,
deep
very
breathing.
good time. Very good time. Seeing all my
Yeah.
brothers.
Some are having a better time than others.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
me too. Yeah, I could
A
relate.
little bit of beer sipping going on. You understand me on this early Saturday morning?
Well,
Beer sipping
it's
in some
noon
Yeah.
in some places.
Beer sipping and some other things going on for some of the people. You know, some cats just breathe deep, exercise, and meditate.
Meditate.
But other cats, you know, they got other things going on, man. But Flipsyde is most definitely in the building, and you know, we want to giggling and shit. Want to talk to people about what it is, about a wonderful week that we just had, and this release that just came out yesterday, Into the Deep, and all of the people that love us and are supporting us and listening to it and working out to it and smoking to it and drinking to it and meditating to it, stretching to it, eating to it, doing everything you could possibly do to it, making love to it. You know, I should have said that first.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So Dave, jump
Flipsyde
us
got
off.
that music where you could just get active to it.
Yeah.
Dave, jump us off, man.
What are we talking about today, Bubba?
We are talking about our new single that came out yesterday called Into the Deep.
Into the Deep.
Big day. Big day. Into the Deep, talking about Into the Deep and how it came out and how it started, and here we are. So we have a guest with us, but I don't know where the hell he went. Where'd he go?
Coming back. He's jumping back on.
Yeah.
All right. So I was living in the marina in Richmond, and I set up my little studio, and I started working with my buddy Arion Salazar. Arion, if you guys don't know, used to play in the band called Third Eye Blind. And Third Eye Blind is the band that Steve stole a CD from Blockbuster Video when he was a kid.
It was a tape. It was a tape. It wasn't even a CD.
All right. So that he had stolen the tape. And anyways, he's a homie of mine. And we started working on some jams. And he had this bass line, which is the Into the Deep bass line. And we started just recording. And we gave the demo or the idea to Reto. And, you know, but I remember when we did this whole, I mean, I have a little recording of it. Should I play it real quick? Give you a little sample of what we recorded that day. This is what we recorded. Me and Arion wrote that day. We kind of just put it together. And it wrote itself.
I love that intro.
Yeah.
I always told people this was like our audio slave vibe right here. I love this vibe.
Right. And then it just keeps going. And then we took that idea and came, you know, it turned into the song. And I remember, Steve, you had something written to it. And it's been around for a long time. It was like an idea, a riff that we had. We actually, me and Rachel and Arion were trying to use it with this other artist. It didn't work out. And then when we get together and we discuss what songs we're going to do on the next record, you guys picked this jam. And it was like really old. I was like, wow, that's an old one. But it came from Arion had it on his phone. So the original version of it, he came over his house and he had that boo, 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 that little riff. And from that came the little guitar line. All the guitar lines were done on a Strat, like a G&L Strat. And it was done really fast. It was I think those were the original takes from the demo that I did at my house on the record, right?
I think so. I think so. That little beat that you guys had at the very top, that was from the original too, because we were trying to replace it and it just never felt right. And so like, fuck it, let's just go with the original. And then we added real drums on top of it later when we tracked drums for that songwriter project that we were working on.
Nice.
That was the drums were actually recording in at Jingletown in the Green Day studio while I was still around. And we just did, I think, 2 days of drum tracking for various tracks. On My Way was actually, the drums for On My Way were tracked there too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can remember like I've been a pain in Dave's ass at certain points in time. And like,
No.
no, never. And so Dave, I'd been taught, we had like, you know, like a couple times we had gone back and forth on text, and he was like, okay, I'll send you something. And it had been like maybe 18 months, 2 years since David sent me anything. So I was a really big deal that he sent me something. And I was like, I got super excited. I was still living in Portland. I went down to the studio. I was working at this college. They were letting me kind of help lead a songwriting class, but that I had access to the studio. So the day you sent it, I went into that studio and wrote the beginning idea melody in terms of just what the hook became. And then it kind of evolved more in that. But I just remember being so excited. Dave sent me an idea, and it was like a kid on Christmas. I was like, ooh, I get, you know what I mean? I got all a little excited and ran to the studio, and I was just, I don't know. I was pumped.
So we got Arion here. Let's welcome Arion.
You got Arion.
What's up?
Hey,
can you hear me?
There he is.
Yeah, Bubba, you're in.
All right, man, we did it. Cool. My earbuds were a little freaky deaky, but all good.
Freaky deaky.
So go proceed.
Yeah, we were just talking
Arion,
about.
So
go ahead, Dave.
the jam. So where it started, if I remember right, you did. You had it on your phone, the bass line.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Probably.
You had an idea on. You had a really shitty phone. It was hella one of those flip. That was old, and it was like, and you had this dope bass line on this. But check it out. Check out this line. And then you came over the house, and we kind of put it together that night when I lived in the marina, and it all came from that riff. Could you play that riff real quick? Could you solo,
yes.
Reto?
Yep. Yes, I can, because I just happen to have a bass with me. So yeah. So that's like, you know, when you're a bass player writing songs with people, sometimes it's tough to get your ideas across, because can you hear this?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
When you're just playing root notes and shit, it doesn't always get people hyped. It's hard to hear the chords happening behind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All you songwriter folks.
Yep.
So like, I say sometimes you do some shit that has chordal stuff in it, like passing notes over it to help people hear what's happening and what's supposed to be happening. And this was one of those ones. And yeah, it's like, so I think it was this one, which was, can you hear this?
Yep.
Whoops. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's hooky, dude. It draws you in right immediately. Ba-ga-gum, ba-ga-gum.
Plus you can hear the sort of weird minor chords that are happening. I don't know if you guys can hear it on the phone, but that's how it started with that.
That's sick. I love it.
That's awesome.
Play Eruption. So that, and I remember
Eruption, huh?
that came, and we did it at my place, and I was using this GNL Strat sound, and it was like kind of like a Chili Peppers, John Frusciante kind of a Mother's Milk, that kind of vibe was the vibe when I was trying to vibe on it, you know.
Nice.
Turned it that song, and there was like a Ebo, and then Reto put the drums, and then we came back years later, and we showed up. We picked the song, and Piper came with this verse, if I remember. I think we worked on Piper's verse first, and it was super fresh, and that's how that, right? If I remember right, when you got the track, Piper?
I'm not sure. I don't even remember, man. Like, we worked on a lot of stuff. I think did I write that verse in the studio? That the first, the verse on the song that's out right now? Was that the first verse that I wrote to it?
I think so. I don't think you redid that verse.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I remember it was done fast. It was really fast. The whole thing kind of just wrote itself. It was really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. When the music is dope, it's easy, you know?
Reto, you put a lot of work into that track. You put a lot of the work into it for the other project, right? For a minute, we were going to use it for something else, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
But,
we pretty much finished that track. It was.
I can't hear Reto.
Okay, let me get out and back in.
Nah, don't leave, Rayto. Don't leave,
Okay.
man. We need
Anyway,
a sign language person. Steve, sign it out, man.
I'll get hate mail. They'll kill me.
We did so that track was almost
You guys
produced
can hear
when
it. Just
let me get out.
But talk a little bit, Pipe, about those lyrics, because there's some. I mean, was that kind of free flow, conscious, just like writing in the moment? You don't really, because I mean, it's some pretty, I thought provoking, lyrical pictures. To me, it really, I don't know.
Yeah, man. I try not to really think deeply when I'm writing.
Yeah.
And then I go back and listen to it later.
Yeah.
You know, but like when I listen to it, there is some deep stuff in there. It's like just basically talking about just the situations I've been in between a lot of different worlds, like the whole 8-year trip, like through like law enforcement, and like when I was working at juvenile hall, and not completely committing to any world, like just going back. Like I have my my children were going to daycare like in the hood, and they all went to school in Oakland, and then I was like working in law enforcement and doing all kinds of uh, like political stuff, and like with like community policing, and having a bunch of meetings, and just going into all these different worlds, man, where the rules were different and the cultures were different, and none of these worlds were even aware that other worlds existed outside of those. They just looked at everyone else as aliens, man. But that's kind of that's where we come from, is a band, period. It's Flipsyde. We come from different worlds, so we're a little more flexible psychologically, at least, and I know I am. And so that was probably the energy behind that verse. And then I had recently resigned when we were doing that project, so I had resigned like a month or two before. It was just time to go. It was like one of those moments where either I'm gonna commit the rest of my life to this and let everything else go, or I'm gonna do what I had originally planned to do, which was just go in for a limited amount of time and then bring my experiences back to the arts and the writings and all that stuff, man. I just had to, that whole trip was just something that I wanted to prove to myself. I was tired of complaining about a situation, and I felt that I could do something to directly impact it. And that's what I set out to do. I had no idea. I didn't even know if I'd make it through there. I thought I figured they would kick me out of the academy. And then when that didn't happen, I figured that they would, I didn't have any future of myself in that
environment,
in that world, so I just did it. It was a hurdle that I needed to climb over for myself, my own spiritual development, my own path, and my own journey. And I had people that supported me in it, and I had people that didn't, but I wasn't really concerned with all that shit. It was something that I needed to go through, man. I had some tragedies, and we suffered some tragedies as a band, and then me personally in my life, and then our worldview, everything that was going on at the time, man. I needed to do something real and concrete, so I jumped over that hurdle, went into that world, and went on that journey. And then I was coming out of that world, and when it was time to write that verse, so I had just resigned, and we're in the studio like a month or two later. So I'm sure that was the energy that sparked that verse, but I wasn't really sitting down. I try not to get too literal and get too conscious and frontal lobe-ish when I'm writing. I just try to just write and then just go flow back, and listen to it later. Sometimes I can't even hear the lyrics for months or a year, and then I really hear them for the first time. So now that we have that song out, I'm really listening to it, and yeah, man, it's touching, definitely touching on those emotions.
So when I when I read all the lyrics of the songs, there's real from the starts off super fucking amazing. Like the Steve, that first verse is tremendous. Where did that come from?
Man, I feel like I'm with Piper. I just try to me, his verse kind of spoke to life lessons, and it spoke to like things you learn as you grow and evolve, and only life can teach you. And sometimes justice is not always served, and we live in an unfair world. And Piper talking about worldviews, and to me, opening up with that eternal hope on the other side of time, that's my eternal hope is in my faith. And so, and then, but I'm still searching through a journey, and I'm still chewing on things that I'm trying to evolve as a human being, to be the best version of myself. And so some of those, I think, deep into the unknown is maybe, self-reflection, examining yourself, examining how you view the world, how you want to be viewed, how you want to serve, or if you want to, do you want this? Do you want that? When I was younger, maybe I wanted to be, this was important to me. Now it's more relationships, and it's more like, how am I serving my community? How am I doing? And that's my best version of myself. And that's what I'm striving. So I think some of these it's a great reflective song in terms of like what, and especially during this pandemic, like what's really important in my life. Who am I really? Like, what do I really love? What do I really care about? Like, what do I want to stand up for? What do I want to fight for? And those are all very personal, and different kind of answers to individuals. But, I think it's just kind of sparring with those ideas and just saying, hey, where am I landing on this? And just kind of food for thought kind of stuff. I think is that my verse kind of kicks off.
That's great.
Yeah.
Cool. Should we check out the video?
Yeah, man.
Let's check out the video.
Let's check it out.
Woo!
And shout out to the man that made it, man, because
good
I
job.
like it.
Yeah, tell it. Can you pronounce his name, Bubba? I can't.
I'm gonna right now.
Can everybody hear?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We have a tunnel up on the other side of town. East, west, up, down, side to side. No direction but a clear path, so I climb. On my bright colors painted outside the line. We ride and we roll and we blow in. We don't know what's up there, but we go in. Yeah, I followed her into the night. And she said, yeah.
What was that footage from, Dave?
That is from the Bercy in Paris, opening up for the Black Eyed Peas.
Oh wow.
Bercy.
Nice.
Bercy, son.
Versailles? Versailles or
Bercy.
Versailles?
We performed there a couple
Bercy.
times.
Bercy.
Tremendous.
It's like grass ribbon.
I love these colors.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? These lyrics are super tight, and I actually didn't know all of them, most of them, until I watched this lyric video, and I was impressed, man. You guys, and you did it quick.
I love that skateboard, dude.
Rumble. I didn't know you said rumble. I love that.
Good at that.
Rumble. Yeah.
I mean, that's what lyric videos are great for, right? You can actually see what they're saying.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part.
That gets in your ass right there.
Dude, I love this guitar solo.
I love it.
Is this the one where we had a messed up guitar chord, Dave?
No, that was the other one.
No, Rachel. We'll talk about that later. I'm still mad about that. That sound that goes crazy, that's Fuzz Factory.
Yeah, there's some dope tones on here. That's what I was asking you before, Rachel. You put a lot of work into the final thing here.
Yeah, we did add quite a bit of guitars last year. I mean, when we tracked this.
And you played live. There's live drums. There's live.
Nice guy.
Well, the live drums were there from the beginning, but just a lot of editing, drum editing, and stuff like that.
Look at that. That's so fresh.
That's dope.
Twilight Zone.
I know.
Galaxies.
Tremendous.
I love the images he used.
Yeah. I like how you blended those, Rachel, the hook with that little riff. God knows nothing is gonna stop me.
So this video was done by Dhruv Sharma. Dhruv. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm so sorry if I'm not. But Dhruv Sharma.
DHRUV.
VH Studios. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
DHRUV Sharma. SHAR. Shama. I'm so blind, dude. I need glasses. I think it's Shama or Sharma. Shama. VH Studios.
He did that video, and then he did All Fall Down.
Yeah.
And then
and Imagine Peace.
Imagine Peace. So shout out to all our fans and people in India. Y'all ride with us harder than almost any country, man. So now y'all got people doing videos with us, and I just love the collaboration that's happening. So one love.
And thank you to Abu also for helping us with the video too.
Yes,
Abu.
Yeah, he gave us safe passage back to America when we were over there. When it got a little hairy, he showed up and showed out and helped us.
Abu drove us to the airport himself.
Yeah. So one love to Abu, man. We love you, bro.
Johnny Bean
in the house.
Johnny Bean.
This is cool, man. Johnny Bean.
Jennifer gave a shout out too. Thank you, Jennifer.
Do we want to get someone on? Is anyone interested?
Yeah, do you want to talk to the people?
Let's maybe take one. Dave, when are you doing what time are you doing your guitar show? Is it 9 a.m. on Wednesdays or 10?
It's 10 a.m. now.
10 a.m. on Wednesdays. And I'm going to start trying. Go ahead, Ray.
Oh, sorry, man. Who played keys on that song, Dave? There's somebody laid down a bunch of ripping keys, and we just took
Rayto.
I did.
Rayto.
No. Before Rayto, there was a bunch of other. Okay, so
yeah,
Rayto,
that was on another song. We had a guy that did some stuff, but I don't think Rayto used any of it because Rayto was like, "Nah, I'm doing all the keys." I remember it. All right. He raced everybody's shit, and he did.
My keys are getting better, Rayto. My key playing is getting a little better. You got to hook me up and let me play on something.
All right.
Little synth line, just a synth line, something easy, bro. Nothing crazy, bro.
Well, the thing about it is most stuff the keyboard stuff that we have on most of the songs is easy stuff. It just has to be the right thing. You know, It has to be the right 3 notes, not the wrong 3 notes. So it's not necessarily a melodic thing. It's more kind of a feel thing that you add to it because we want to make sure the guitars are more important than the keyboards. So that's
right, Rayto.
That's
my boy, Rayto. Fucking guitar, son.
And how do I share? Right.
Ooh, look what I got.
Let's see who wants to come on here.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Cool. So you guys gonna put somebody else on?
Yeah, we're gonna try.
The weight up on my shoulders was too much for human beings.
Yeah, I'm learning the harp. Y'all want to see my harp?
Yeah, man.
Check this out.
Oh,
what?
That's what I'm talking about.
That's tight.
And it's easier than you think. You got red, and then it plays just like a piano. You play like triplets, so you can play triplet chords just like on a piano. So on the next album, I got a beat to play y'all that hopefully y'all like, and it's my first harp song. I sing it to you, Rachel. You sped it up for me.
Take your shirt off when you play that harp.
You should just be butt ass naked.
Yeah,
just
oil
like
down. Just be it play Angel. Sorry, I got excited there, guys. Sorry, that was intense. Oh man, Orion, are you down in LA? Where are you at, bro?
Yeah, so I'm in LA,
Nice.
and just chilling. And actually, we got the termite inspector coming in about 20 minutes.
That's exciting.
Thought to share that with you.
Yeah,
we got to put them on.
Are you keeping hunkered in during all this? Have you gone out to the beach? Or are you staying locked and loaded inside?
We went to the beach a few times, like a month ago. I mean, but yeah, no, we've been, you go out and do your shopping, you do what you got to do. My fiance actually is a nurse who has to work at a hospital every weekend, so she gets right to it.
She's in the middle of it.
She's in the middle of the shit, but so far so good. We've been healthy, and I haven't been tested yet, so I can't say like Madonna, I have the antibodies. See that shit?
Nah,
See Madonna?
I didn't see that, man.
You gotta see her video. I have the antibodies. She's super melodramatic with it.
I love
She's got
it.
a video. Yeah, you never seen it.
Oh my gosh, I gotta look it up. That is
Phil
awesome.
Madonna, you got to see Madonna talking about how she got tested and she has the antibodies. Like she's gonna save us
world.
all.
Save us
Yeah,
all.
But your
Nice.
fiance is cool though. Your fiance
She's
is
good.
cool.
Yeah, she's good. She's good.
Nice.
That's what's up, man.
Well,
she's being safe, dude.
Yeah.
And it's no more taking care of horses. You're not like fucking with horses down there.
Not fucking with horses, man. Just taking care of me and my woman and the house.
That's awesome.
That's what's up, man.
Well, we hope you can come back to the Bay sometime soon.
I know him.
Thank you, man.
Hey,
you know what? Real quick, I was thinking before I forget. Who was there when the cat? What was the cat who played bass on the first record? Who's like Dre's bass player, Eminem's bass player?
Mike Elizondo.
Yeah.
Mike Elizondo. So, who was anybody here at the thing when he tracked, or did you guys just send him the tape and he did it?
No, Michael and I went down there for a day, and
so dude,
actually, Michael stayed 2 days. I went there for a day, and we went to his house and just tracked all the bass there. Yeah, some was synth bass, and some of a bunch of it was electric bass.
If you ever want to go deep and like do a separate show on that, I'd be down to interview you because I'm curious about like each individual song, the bass tracks on each song.
Wow.
I kind of nerded out on it, and it seems to me that's pretty cool that you had that. He's a pretty heavy player.
Yeah.
Played great parts.
He was great. He was awesome. He did a little bit of keyboard stuff too. Actually, there's a few keyboard tracks on We the People that he did. Yeah.
Orion, you're a pretty heavy bass player, man. I miss your bass playing, though.
Orion's the most musical bass player I know.
It's soulful and pop at the same time. And that shit is
man.
fucking
That's
amazing.
so nice.
And then when you play live, you like really damn near do the splits like some Chuck Berry shit, dog. Orion fucking gets in a horse stance. Orion's nuts are like fucking 4 inches above the ground. That's how low he gets.
I gotta root myself to the spot, you know, to feel it. gotta dig in.
That's dope. Nah, man, we love you, Orion, man. We miss you, dude.
All right, y'all. You miss you too. I love you guys too. Thanks for having me.
All right, man.
I'm actually gonna
tell the pest dude we said what's up. It's pest dude.
I will.
What is it?
Termite control.
Termite dude. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Tell him we said what's up.
All right, you guys. Talk to you later.
See you, bro.
All right, love you, buddy.
All right, later, man.
Peace, man.
Later.
So let's see if we can get someone on here.
Love Orion.
Someone's getting on. They're asking me to get on. I love Orion. He's so good. That song, that jam is so fresh. That bass line is such a great,
Yeah.
If you listen to some of the old Third Eye Blind, that first album, there's some songs that he's got some melodic bass that are crazy.
It's interesting you said Chili Peppers because when we first got together, I was thinking like, oh, I had visions of us like opening for them and like that kind of avenue of that vibe. But anyways, I love Chili Peppers. I grew up on them.
We can still.
You never know,
Opening
bro.
for Snoop is kind of like that. It's kind of,
All right, well,
the crowd is the same.
Well, should we wrap it up?
I'm just saying, man.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up, man. Come back next week.
What do y'all want to talk about next week? And also, just as we close out, the best thing you guys can do is share, like, and we're putting out songs every month. So we're coming with new songs every month. And the best way you can support Flipsyde right now is just share, tell your friends, give us stories, write in and tell us how the music's affecting you, or just your experiences. So I just always want to sign off and let people know, like, that's the best way right now, just to get involved with us in the music.
And keep in contact with us. We're here. We're talking to everybody. We're all together on this together. So,
and we're looking at late June, early July to get back in and do another round. So, a lot of stuff coming. We're talking about launching this merch store. So just stay tuned, man. Every week we're coming. We're bringing y'all new stuff. So we love y'all. Stay safe.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.
Laters.